All right, all right, all right. We're back. It's Sunday, Sub Sunday. So we've got some community decks for you guys. Hope you guys like it. If you do, hit the thumbs up. If you like the content in general, subscribe to the channel. If you want to have your deck played on our Subscriber Sunday, link is in the description box below. Jump over to the Sideboard MTG subreddit, post your deck, vote on some decks. Your deck gets the most votes, we play it. Pretty standard. Saffron Olive started it. We're continuing, right? I do get a little bit of flack from time to time in the comments about, isn't this a Saffron Olive thing? Yeah, to play your community's decks, sure it is. But we definitely have some sweet decks for you guys tonight. We've got a Naya Heroes deck. We've got a 1000-Year Storm deck, 1000-Year Goblin Storm, and we've got a Zombie Horde deck. So should be pretty interesting. We're gonna start out with the Naya Hero deck. Then we're gonna play the Zombie deck, and then we'll jump into the 1000-Year Storm deck last. Hopefully we'll have some fun with this. So let's just jump into this Naya Hero deck. Now, first off, this is a 63 card deck. That blew my mind as soon as I seen it. Okay, it's 63 cards, 25 lands. The mana base is kind of everywhere. We've even got a Guild Mages forums in here. So as we're looking at this deck, I guess it'd be good for us to kind of talk about some things that like maybe we want, maybe we don't want. Maybe some ways that we could cut down those last 3 cards and get our percentages down to 60 cards, so that we could actually run a tighter deck. But all in all, I'm okay with running 60 card deck, 61 card deck. I've seen people play up to 65 cards. I wouldn't recommend it, but I know a lot of people that play 61. So if that's a choice that you're going to make, then we'll start with that. Typically though, decks are 60 cards with a 15 card sideboard. So let's take a look at the deck. What's up, Ghost Man? How you doing? It's a Hero of Precinct 1 deck. So clearly as many cards as we can possibly find to stick in the deck that are going to be multicolored is kind of the plan here, right? It's Naya, so we're red, green, white. Of course, we've got to have white for the Hero Precinct 1. So Hero says that we get an extra 1/1 every time we cast a multicolored spell. Right? It doesn't have to be a creature spell. It can be any multicolored spell. So we've got a ton of multicolored spells to play. We've got Zultai Goblin, which just a 2 mana, 1 green, 1 red. It's got Riot, so it could be a 3/3 or it could be a 2/2 with haste, depending on what we want. We've got Swiftblade Vindicator. It's just a 1/1, but it's got double strike, vigilance, trample. Really mean in the early game, and especially if you could find a way to pump it up a little bit. Really, really powerful. We've got Imara, Soul of the Accord. Whenever she's tapped, you're going to get an extra token. These tokens are going to be really good. That's kind of the plan with Hero Precinct 1, getting that extra value and stuff like that. So, is this Dragon Lord's deck? I started pulling decks and didn't even look at names. I know we got like Colorblind's got one in here. We've got Dragon Lord's deck. I think Dark Demonic has a deck that we're playing tonight. So we got a couple familiar faces. I'll have fun with the Goblin Storm deck. Oh, this is the Goblin Storm deck's yours, Ghost Man. Okay, cool. We've got Growing Rights of Itlimoc. A lot of people may not be familiar with this. So it's Gaia's Cradle on the backside. It'll give us 1 green mana for each creature you control. But on the front side, it's got a nice enter the battlefield trigger. When it enters the battlefield, we get to look at the top 4 cards of our library. We can reveal a creature card from among them and put it into our hand. And then, in order to flip it, you do have to have 4 creatures on the battlefield and at the beginning of your end step. So we just need to amass some creatures, get our Growing Rights down, and then we can use this Growing Rights to create a ton of mana, and that mana can be synced into we can sync that mana into cards like March of the Multitudes. March of the Multitudes, for those of you that don't know, is a convoke card that will create X11 white soldier tokens with lifelink. So we can just make just a ton of soldier tokens if we have a bunch of creatures on the battlefield, because we can both use the creatures for convoke, and we get mana for each of those creatures we control with the Gaia's Cradle. Well, growing rights of Itlamok. So that's some nice interaction there. March of the Multitudes. We just played with Ravager Worm. It was actually pretty good. So we've got Ravager Worm in the deck. We've got Tristani, which is an anthem for all of our creatures. All, other creatures you control get +1/+1, and when it enters the battlefield, we get to create 2 tokens right there. Also, at the beginning of our end step, we're gonna gain our creatures back. So if they take control of our creatures with something like hostage taker or something like that, Tristani can give those back to us. We've got a little bit of interaction here with Collision Colossus. Collision allowing us to, take things out of the air, dealing 6 damage to target creature with flying, taking down cards like Lyra and stuff like that. Target creature you control gets +4/+2 and gains trample. On the Colossus side of things, it's still only 2 mana, so that's really powerful. Then we've is it really only 2 mana? I thought it was more than that. Wow, 2 mana, instant speed, +4/+2, gains trample. Wow. We've got Watley Radiant Champion, which if we get a bunch of creatures down, Watley could go ham. I'm kind of excited for that. I want to see that happen. We've got Aurelia, Exemplar of Justice at the beginning of our combat phase. We're going to be able to give target creature +2/+0. If that creature happens to be red, or if it's going to be red, it'll gain trample. If it's white, it'll gain vigilance. If it's red and white, like Swiftblade Vindicator, it'll gain both trample and vigilance. So Aurelia's really good there. Plus, Aurelia's got flying and mentor. Really good way to just close the game out very fast. She's a very, very powerful card. Gets around cast down, which is a big thing right now. So, yeah, that's pretty sweet. Both sides trigger hero, of course, absolutely, because the spell itself is multicolored, right? Okay, that makes sense. And then we've got Gruul Spellbreakers. Gruul Spellbreaker, I mean, if you guys don't know, it's just really powerful card for 3 mana. Can be a 4/4 with trample. It's got hexproof as long as it's our turn. So and we have hexproof as well. So no Settle the Wreckage and things like that. That's really powerful. We've got Rhythm of the Wild. I'm okay with Rhythm of the Wild. I'm starting to come around to 1 or 2 copies in decks, and we are seeing that a little bit. Rhythm of the Wild gives all of our creatures right, but the important thing for me lately, with all the mono blue coming up, is creature spells you control can't be countered. So Rhythm of the Wild's pretty sweet. We've got Tajik, Legion's Edge. Now, Tajik Legion's Edge works really, really well with Hero of Precinct 1. There is a scenario where you can go Hero of Precinct 1 into a Tajik, into a Hero Heroic Reinforcements for 20 damage. At that point, you've done 20 damage. If the opponent didn't answer what's currently on the board and they allow things to get through, that's 20 points of damage that you've goldfished right at someone, right? We've got Night of Autumn, which, a lot of people are pretty familiar with Night of Autumn. If you watch Magic Rainbows or Magic Aids, he calls this Night of Autism, and apparently his chat loves that. I'm not going to be doing that, but Night of Autumn's actually, he puts this in a lot of his modern decks, which just shows how powerful the card is, right? Night of Autumn being able to destroy enchantments, gain life, put counters on it, making a 4/3 body, things like that. Really, really powerful. We've got a Shalai, Voice of Plenty, which, this deck actually has green in it, so we can use the pump ability, put a 1/1 counter on each creature you control. That includes Shalai. So all of your creatures, all of a sudden, 6 mana, bam, permanent anthem on everything that's currently on the board. We've got Skargan Hellkite, which Skargan works pretty well with Shalai. Even if you bring this down with haste, you could put the +1/1 counter on it later, which is effective. I mean, that does all of a sudden turn on that second ability. So Skargan Hellkite has 1 of in the deck. And that's pretty much the main deck. As far as the sideboard goes, you know, a lot of cards that you would kind of expect. I mean, you would expect to see lava coils, maybe some board sweepers, things like that. More Skargan Hellkite because the card's really, really good. We've got a Johnny, just other ways to put +1/+1 counters. Maybe return some of these other cards from the graveyard back to our battlefield, especially that Neg 2 being able to bring back a hero, which then we could play our other cards and get even more value out of it. So, you know, that's a thing as well. We've got Angel of Grace, which, I mean, no, it's not Avacyn, but a, you know, 5/4 flash flying angel that can keep you from dying is not a bad thing. We've got Unbreakable Formation, which I love. I really do like this card. I love the fact that Addendum on this card can give you that extra Anthem effect. It gives your creatures, you know, vigilance, and they gain indestructible. So, you know, there's some warrant into playing this as not a combat trick, but just playing it as a, bam, here's an Anthem, and by the way, my creatures are coming in, and I don't care. So, you know, Unbreakable Formation's good. We got a little bit of removal in Conclave Tribunal. We can remove some enchantments, things like that with Cinder Vines. So, you know, there's a lot of interaction. We've even got Domri Raid, and not Domri. I always call him Domri Raid. Domri Chaosbringer, the standard Domri Raid. So, you know, we've got Domri here, which will allow us, like, because the main deck is just chock full of creatures, we're probably going to be getting value off of the Neg 3, the +1 giving us more riot counts, and then that's pretty much the deck. I hope you guys like it. We're gonna play with it. We're gonna see where it goes, see what happens, and take it from there. All right, so I got to read chat here real quick. I got to see what's going on in chat. This is Subsunday, by the way. So, ready to see the Super Friends deck roll in next set? Yeah. That I always love Super Friends as a deck. My second PPTQ that I won that with a Naya deck that was basically Super Friends. Had the 3-mana Nissa, you know, the mono green Nissa. Had Chad. It was basically the old green-white tokens deck, but I'd splashed red in it for Chandra and Needle Spires. It was like the only 2 red cards in the whole deck. Chandra and Needle Spires, which was great. And you know, the deck just performed so well all day long that day, and I just kept pulling the answers I needed when I needed them, and just having all the Super Friends was great. Had Nahiri in the deck, which allowed me to go pull my 1-up Atarka out of the deck. That was a red card. I had an Atarka in the deck. That was pretty cool. So, Madness says, you think Rhythm is good, but certainly not optimal in the aggro matchup. You're right, because it is a little slow and you're not adding a lot to the board on turn 3. But if you do get it down and you didn't take a lot of damage during, you know, trying to get that on the battlefield, then you're normally in a pretty good position. You know, I actually think we keep this hand. I mean, we don't have a hero, but it's not... You don't always need a hero, I don't reckon. I mean, we've got a curve. We can get a Tajik into an Amiria. Seems fine. Seems fine. If I get the Stomping Ground down on turn 1, then we can get the Sun Petal Grove down, get the Amiria down, and we may have a chance to not take damage from the Temple Garden on 3. But I will take the damage from the Temple Garden. I'm not scared of that. That happens. That happens. Basic Forester 41. I'm going to take this stop out of my upkeep for the moment. And there's a Sacred Foundry. Let's go ahead. We'll go green, white, get our Amira down. But yeah, Madness, I agree with you, man. That the Rhythm of the Wild can slow you down in a very aggressive matchup, but if you do get it down, then it can be very powerful, and against the control decks and things that aren't trying to move really fast, it can make sure that you keep sticking threats. So, Let's go ahead with the Temple Garden. I'll pay for it. We're going to go red, white, and then it just really doesn't matter. We'll get a Tajik in here. Maybe we can get in for like 6 points of damage here. I mean, he might have a shock. We'll see. All right, so he's got a Sheevan Fire. Awesome. So Sheevan Fire on Tajik. Amira works as kind of like the backup hero. Standard seems fine. It does logical order. Alright, so Professor made a video that explains the sentiment perfectly. What? Oh, you guys are talking about less new cards. Looks like that's between you guys. I'm not going to try to catch up on that whole conversation. So, Enigma Drake. Well, pooey. I mean, I guess we just shoot it out of the air and swing, right? Oh, man. I guess this is a good time to bring in a tapped land. I am going to shoot this Enigma Drake out of the air. That might be a little bit much, but I'm going to do it. And that'll allow me to make another dude and get in for some more damage. And we removed one of his threats, so. Let modern die in vain. Die with vain. Whose deck we running? What's up, Justin? I can't remember. I can't remember. What's up, Robert? Making dudes is good. Yeah, Dragon Lord's deck. Yeah, it's Dragon Lords. I should have written it down. I pulled everything so fast. Oh my goodness! Why all the lands? I mean, if he's got removal, I assume that he's hitting the Amira at some point. I'm going to keep playing tap lands. I think I make a... I don't think he's got, like, main board removal, so I think I just make a 4/1 threat, and then we're presenting... Not lethal, but... Or a 4/3 threat, and then... He's got to start answering stuff soon, so... Not much, Sir Robert. I'm doing well. He scooped it up. The opponent just scooped it up. I guess he couldn't find another threat, and our Naya deck just kept doing the thing. All right, so I'm expecting some like lava coils or something like that from him. I'm really liking the idea of Direfleet Daredevil in this matchup. Normally, when I like Direfleet Daredevil, I like some number of a Johnny. I don't think that I'm going to get away with like Swiftblade Vindicator that much. Zultai Goblin might actually be a little bit weak. So I'm sure he might have some type of counter spells. So maybe Rhythm of the Wild is going to be really good. Like, I kind of want to just trade Zultai Goblin out. Because if I take out Zultai Goblin and then I bring in these cards, I only need to cut one more. Is there anything else we just have to have? Like, Deafening Clarion doesn't seem like the greatest in this matchup. Unbreakable Formation's not bad. Conclave Tribunal's probably great because it gives us an answer to cards like Niv Mizzet or something like that. Skargan Hellkite seems like it'd be fine. So let's look at the converted mana cost here. Maybe take out the Ravager Worm. And now that brings us back to par with our 63 card main deck. I'm definitely not taking out the collisions because like they're going to be perfect in this matchup, along with the lava coils, and then we get to use his removal or his draw spells with the Direfleet Daredevils. I'm kind of interested in removing maybe one Rhythm of the Wild for an Unbreakable formation, but I'm also interested in Angel of Grace and Skargan Hellkite. Just having those, like, these three cards look really good to me just because, they're flyers. That this can be kind of tricky. So I am interested in these cards, but I think on the play I'll run it the way we currently have it. Maybe Ajani is not the Cindervines. Oh, yeah. See, I'm thinking of Cindervines as being destruction, artifact destruction and stuff. I get where you're coming from, wanting to ping in for the extra points of damage, but that's not exactly what I'm looking for. I am going to keep though. I get what you're saying. Like you want to do the incremental points of damage, but I don't think that it's necessarily enough. It might be. Maybe I'm just completely wrong, and Cindervines would be perfect. I mean, maybe that's even what it was originally designed for, was to be in that slot. So, I don't know. Maybe Cindervines would have been better than Night of Autumn. But I can't think of anything that I want to destroy, and just getting the incremental points of damage is not. Maybe it's a heck of a lot more damage than I think it is. So. If we go to game 3, I'll bring in the Cindervines. Right now, we're just going to test their kill capabilities with a hero Precinct 1. I kind of like where the deck has went so far, where, we've got heroes and we've got Amaras to just keep making dudes. I like this bit of a backbone. Alright, now Cindervines is looking better. We're going to go green, white, Night of Autumn, make a dude. He's going to go ahead and activate treasure map. Destroy target artifact. Get in for 2. How many things are happening? Right, I get that it's a spells deck. I get where you're coming from with the Cindervines. I do. I just don't. I mean, I can see it. Don't get me wrong. I can see the value there. This also feels like a ton of value. Like Cindervines, I probably should have traded out Rhythm of the Wild for Cindervines straight up. That 100% probably should have been the trade, right? Look who made it to a live stream. Alba T. Ross. What's up, Albatross? How you doing, bud? Long time no see. Hope all is well. You're right. We still get dude out of it. Let's see if we can make him spend some mana here. He wants to counter this, that's fine. We'll put like a million plus 1/1 counters on Watley. Is this game over? Deafening Clarion. Deafening Clarion. How about that? That was pretty good. So we'll go ahead and take our emblem. He scoops to Watley emblem. Wait, it's just Guy? Right? Alright, so we didn't get to game 3. I was more worried about Niv Mizzet there than I was most other things, so. Oh, man. For some reason, you thought he was one of the green beans? I don't know what the green beans are. The deck played pretty well. For the mana being what it was actually, we were allowed to play whatever we wanted. And I guess that's just a sign of, you know, the powerful mana that we do currently have. You know, the shock lands are phenomenal, and we curved out twice in a row. So good showing, like good showing. Okay, so that's what you're calling them, green beans. Gotcha, gotcha. Oh snap, that's a bean joke. Anyway, all right. Anyway, it was a good showing of the deck. Like it just crushed that poor Just Guy deck that was just like Deafening Clarion and some other stuff. So yeah, wow. Hero of Precinct 1, good job. I actually think the deck could probably get rid of cards like Ravager Worm and possibly even, you know, trim down on some Rhythm of the Wild, stuff like that. It definitely creates enough tokens to make Watley become a thing. So, snap bean joke, classic dorkiness, right? Yep, there you go. Oh, you missed a beating. That's how quick it was, Rocker. We just got in there, got us a beating in, and moved on, right? Like, luckily though, the replay's there. Jizza said he played against this, this versus Dragon Lord on MTGO or something like that. So, you know, he had seen this deck before. The deck was really powerful, and you know what? I felt good about having Collision in my hand, knowing that, you know, if there's a Niv Mizzet or something else, which also means that we could have gotten in for an extra 4 points of damage if we wanted to. Treasure Map meant that, you know, he had the opportunity to turn 5 a Niv Mizzet. We were able to get rid of the Treasure Map. It was just a ton of action. Like, it just action all across the board. Game 2, we actually had 2 colorless lands on the battlefield, the only 2 colorless lands in the deck, and we were still casting absolutely anything we wanted. So it was pretty sweet. Just kept doing things. What the opponent didn't know was, even though we had a Watley emblem, we didn't have any creatures to play. So yeah, but we did hit the City's Blessing. All of these things. Watley came down, went straight to 9 on loyalty. It was great. It was great. Go back and check it out if you didn't get a chance to watch it. I would still cut a couple cards down. I'd probably, you know, back off the Ravager Worm. I maybe get rid of a couple Swiftblade Vindicators, and then you're be at 60 cards and just kind of roll from there. As far as Zul'Tai Goblin goes, card's decent. It's very aggressive. So I don't know. You like, just if you like the deck, the link's in the description box. Check it out. Play it for yourself. Pull the cards. You know, do what you want to do. Next here we've got a Zombie Horde deck. So, you know, thank you all for posting your decks on Reddit. You know, we can't keep the Subsunday going if we don't have decks to play. So, thank you all. Not sure how to actually post on the subreddit, by the way. All right, Jacob. Seems like that it would be a good chance. I mean, for me to take a quick interlude and we'll show you. Right. All right. So we'll pull up the Sideboard MTG subreddit. right? So when you take the link and you go over to the Sideboard MTG subreddit, you'll have what's currently hot, and what people are voting on. We just had a new member join, Saffron Skills, and he jumped in and said hi to us all. I answered him not too long ago, and just good things. Oh yeah, Be Informed actually posted his stream, that he's streaming over on Twitch. So his first late night stream, he posted his link. So if you guys want to follow him over on Twitch, that sort of thing's there. So I highly recommend that if you guys are getting into streaming and things like that, just advertise here on the Sideboard MTG subreddit. A lot of the Reddits aren't going to let you advertise, but by all means, advertise on my Reddit. I don't care, and most of us love content anyway. Everything's content, right? So anyway, when you get over here, all you got to do is click Create a Post, right? When you click Create a Post, you're going to get Post, right? So you title it whatever you want it to be titled, and then you can click this link option here, and you just drop the URL of your link, right? So most people will discard this. Most people, when they're posting decks like this Naya Hero, right? This was Naya Hero updated for next Subsunday. So all he did was he made a title, and then in the link he posted his MTG Goldfish deck list, right? So it's simple. This is the link to his deck where he built the deck over on Tapped Out, or he built it on MTG Goldfish or Aether Hub or manatraders or wherever you like to build your decks. You'll have a link for that deck. You just copy that link, post it over on the Reddit. If you've got some thoughts, if you want to put some context to it or something like that, it's very easy to do so. Use that text box to fill that out, and that's it. That's all you got to do to post. So, welcome to the community there, Jacob, and look forward to seeing your decks. It's real simple, man. Just wherever you build your deck, you should have a link to that deck, and then you can just post the link directly and go from there. Alright, so let's talk about this mono black zombie deck. Alright, not everything in here is a zombie. Just want to go ahead and point that out. But zombies, skeletons, things, right? Alright, so we've got Cabal Stronghold right off the bat. I want to point that that's in this deck. So hitting some of these huge mana things is very, very possible. I'm horrible at doing the math on this card because I just haven't played with it a whole lot. So hitting Joshua Vess probably possible, right? And we've also got Liliana, Untouched by Death. She's part of my favorite combo right now. Chamber Guardian combo. It's an interesting little deck. It's not good at all, but it is an infinite combo in Standard. So Judith, her, Chamber Growth Guardian, or Chamber Sentry. Yeah, Chamber Sentry. There we go. Her, Chamber Sentry, Judith, and you need the adaptation card to make everything a zombie. So everything's a zombie. You play her, neg 3 her with a Judith on the battlefield, and then play Growth or Chamber Sentry for 0, and it'll ping them for 1, right? It'll just instantly die, but since it's a zombie, it can be played from the graveyard. So you play it for 0 again, it'll die. Judith will ping them. You play it again and again and again and again. Yeah. Would you say Chamber Guardian better or worse than Nikia? Ooh. I should run that combo deck. I think Saffron Olive made a video on it. Like, I was playing around with it without the mill part of it, but he made a video on that. Oh, Skirk Prospector works like that as well. I didn't even think about that, because you can sacrifice him for the 1 mana, but you could use that 1 mana to recast him. My goodness, Scott, you added another element to my combo. I'm going to have to play around with that. We're going to have to build that deck and play it on stream, aren't we? Yep. So, I am so going to have to do that. Huh. Alright, you guys got me thinking. Alright. It's in Saffron Olive's video? What, the Skirk Prospector? Okay. Alright. The deck I seen from his video was a mill deck. It was primarily mill. And I was wanting to run it as non-mill, so... Yeah. Yeah, I'm over here like, wait, okay, wait a minute. Yeah, what can I put in here? What do I got room to take out? Yeah, okay. All right. Let's get back to zombies. Okay, this is zombies. All right. I think this is Colorblind's deck. So, he didn't have Chamber Sentry, and we're talking about two different decks. We're talking about two different decks. Because the one I seen was a Chamber Sentry deck, and I don't think it had Skirk Prospector, so like this deck has been available since last season. When did she come out? M19? Yeah. So as soon as Chamber Sentry was printed, we had the option to do this deck. Because you could mill someone out. And I didn't like the mill version of it. So, yeah. The combo's been around since, the Chamber Sentry was printed. So, but Skirk Prospector, that's an idea. Anyway, let's talk about zombies. We've got Cabal Stronghold, so we can get into the Joshua Vest for the 20 points of zombies. We've got Gutter Bones bringing things back. That seems great. Gutter Bones works great with Priest of the Forgotten Gods. We've got Diregraph Ghoul, which is just a great 1-mana 2/2. So this is a very aggressive deck. We've got Graveyard Marshal, which is a 2-mana 3/2, and we can start making zombies with it. We've got Death Baron, which is going to give all of our zombies, that little buff, but, our skeletons as well. And it's going to give them Death Touch. We played with this just the other night when we was playing, Dev's zombie deck. We've got Phylactery Lich, but you do need an artifact to be able to put Phylactery Lich onto the battlefield. Luckily, we do have options for artifacts with cards like Treasure Map. We've got Karn that can also produce some artifacts. So we do have to be a little bit wary. We can't just slap, Phylactery Lich down on the battlefield. Phylactery Lich is indestructible 5/5 3 mana. As Phylactery Lich enters the battlefield, put a Phylactery counter on an artifact you control. When you control no permanents with Phylactery counters on them, sacrifice Phylactery Lich. So there's always state-based effects that are constantly checking to see if you have a Phylactery counter, and if you don't have a Phylactery counter, then you don't have a Phylactery Lich. So that's basically the sum of that, and that's the backbone of the deck. I mean, we're just gonna play aggressive dudes, and we've got ways to bring those back. We've got ways to give ourselves more mana so that we can play big dudes. We don't have to be afraid to play our Joshua Vest early. We can drop it down early, and then we can play another one late if we need to. So just a lot of options there. When we get over to the sideboard, we've got Duresses, we've got Cast Downs, Golden Demise, Vraska's Contempt, Eldest Reborn, just all the basic mono black things that you could think of. Maybe you want to add Drill Bit or something like that if you're going to build this deck for yourself. But all in all, we should have answers to most things. So, Azor's Gateway. Azor's Gateway wouldn't be bad, right? You agree with Madness? You don't know if you like Lich in this deck. Doesn't seem like there are enough good artifacts for it. Right. I agree. At least Karn can produce a couple. I'm sure that if we played a few games of this, we would have a game where we get a Phylactery Lich stuck in hand and we can't really get away with it. So, you want to see this deck with Fountains of Renewal, Azor's Gateway, something like that. Gotcha. I mean, we could always put it on a treasure once we get a treasure. Or Dark Steel, anything for that matter. Right? Something, an indestructible artifact. Right? Some good old Dark Steel. Let's go play it. let's go see how this turns out. We got DeBrain 74. You can't deal with 4x Stronghold. You do 3x max. Understood. Well, I gotta have at least a land before I keep a hand, so. Oh, come on! That land don't even produce black mana. Well, I mean, it does, but not initially. I got a mulligan again. Oh, thank you. So sweet. Yeah, I'll keep that on top. It's not the greatest thing in the world, but we can start rolling with it. Vicious rumors. Alright, well. I can't believe this. Already being forced to discard. And we had to mill our priest. That's horrible. Thanks for the walkthrough. No problem, man. What if I don't want to discard a card? A second Vicious Rumors. Alright, let's see what you got, discard deck. I'm going to try to play the top card of my library every turn. We're going to see what happens. There we go. Let's play that. Boom. Played it. Getting in there. Fail Spectre. Alright. That's a dude. Look, bam, played my card. Getting in there. I could swing with Midnight Reaper. Really? Alright, now he's gonna be able to make me discard a card. Opponent. Opponent! This ain't Dev's. Dev didn't have the Deadeye Tormentor in there. I mean, if he's got discard spells, so. Deadeye Trek. Did Dev make a new one? Did Dev make a new discard deck? Did he really? Like this, we just got no point here, right? Ooh, big stuff. Gruesome Menagerie. Getting some cards back. Vicious Rumors. Got me. Got my Phylactery Lich. This is why I don't like discard decks, guys. As soon as you make your opponent live off the top deck, 9 times out of 10, their top deck's going to be better than yours. So you're going to post a link to his video on the discard double deck tech. Is that the newest one? Because if so, that's what I'm playing here like really soon. All right, so the opponent didn't want to play a second game, so we are going to jump into another one. Son of a lich! It's suitable. This is just dorktastic. That seems like a bad hand. Nowhere near as fast as we want it to be. So many lands. So many lands. I'm gonna mulligan this. I'll keep this. Go for Patriot. Patriot. Yeah, you can post the link if you want. But yeah, we've got that deck coming up here soon. So we played his Nikia deck tonight. How many decks are between the Nikia deck and that one? I think it's next, right? And if it is next, then that's exactly how it'll work out. We'll just play it next. All right, so double Phylactery Lich. Twice we've gotten stuck with Phylactery Lich in hand. All right, just want to point that out. That Madness called that Phylactery Lich is probably a bad idea. I just want to say that twice we've gotten stuck with Phylactery Lich in hand. We are to the point where I may actually consider playing Phylactery Lich just to put more creatures in my graveyard so that I can eat them with Graveyard Marshal. And that doesn't feel like the greatest thing in the world. Healer's Hawk. Alright, well. History of Benalia. I wonder why I didn't play the Healer's Hawk first, then play the Dauntless Bodyguard to protect the Healer's Hawk. Oh well. I mean, we have to push damage, right? These liches are just dead cards. So, I'm 100% on the fact that lich shouldn't be in the deck. Like, I just the fact that they could easily become dead cards. This card's got to go. So, sorry, colorblind. I don't like the lich, but from what I seen earlier in the other game, the deck just it curved out really fast. It was really smooth as far as that goes. But as far as lich in the deck, I don't know. Even in that game, you know, we opened up to allow our opponent to make us discard a card when we had a lich. So twice we've gotten trapped with liches. I guess we just passed the turn. There's a landing of the Legion. Yeah. Maybe add reassembling Skelly. Maybe. But does that change things when you get into reassembling Skeleton? Like, does that make you no longer want... like, what can we... Like, so stopping 4 damage is stopping 4 damage. I think I want to go here... And then we take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. We'll be at 1. Yeah, that seems bad. Yeah. But we got some stuff in the sideboard that'll help this out a lot. You just discovered mono black magic? Yeah. I've been watching some of his streams lately too. I'm gonna go ahead and concede this game, and we'll get into the next game because I can't deal with the flyers, right? For sure. Yeah, I like mono black magic. I found his channel not too long ago. Okay, so we know we want some kill spells, right? We want them to be cheap. So if we get rid of 4 liches, and we say treasure map's too slow, it still gives us 3 more cards we get to bring in. Contempt's probably not bad. Roll like that. Like, we probably actually don't want Liliana, but maybe we do. Do we want Duress to be able to try to... like, do we want to try to take away cards like History of Benaya with Duress? I think we'll just keep. We'll keep this. So Reborn's 5 mana. I really didn't even want to bring in Vraska's Contempt. I guess we keep this hand. Just because it's a 4 mana kill spell against mono white. Like, you're going really, really slow. So I basically just took out all the things that wouldn't give us more to the board and brought in a bunch of kill spells and stuff. So that was my thinking. Was I do want to stay aggressive. So we'll do that with cards like Gutterbones and Graveyard Marshals, and we really want to see our anthems. So like, this is 100% a race. I don't really expect him to block. He might. He considered it. Which means we may even have to start dropping Graveyard Marshals just to get in there. What's happening? What's up? How you doing, Nick? Not much, man. We're just playing some sweet community decks and having some fun. We just played a Naya Hero deck, and now we're playing a all right, sweet, a mono black zombies deck. I mean, I could have played those second main phase, right? He's probably willing to trade here. But so am I. Deck looks sweet. Oh man, you should have seen it go off in the first game. It was great. It just straight took off with the game. So I guess Healer Hawk blocks the Gutter Bones, which is fine. We don't really have many plays here anyway. Like, our opponent's stuck on lands. I know we could have brought the Gutter Bones back, but I want the Graveyard Marshal out. Like, our opponent's stuck on land. Like, he's not getting land. He's got 1 land. We've got 2 land. This is a battle of no land. Hey! Does he trade? Double trades. Alright, so I'll just make a zombie and go from there. He got a land. Alright, so that means like Adonto Vanguards, things of that nature. I mean, at least we got 3 mana and we can start you know, start... Oh, baffling in. Well, that's mean. Very mean opponent. Very mean. The reason I ate the Graveyard Marshal is because Liliana's neg 3. Oh man, that's perfect. Liliana's neg 3 will allow us to cast like all of this from the graveyard. We just need to get there. You'll watch the replay. Well, sweet. Thank you. I appreciate it. Watch time is very meaningful. It's how YouTube does most of their algorithm. And I'm still trying to grow the community. Like I definitely want to keep growing. Benelish Marshall. I wouldn't mind the land. But you take what you can get. So we'll bring a Gutter Bones back, play a Gutter Bones. He's got 4 mana. Look at that foil Benelish Marshal. Isn't that sweet? I gotta change the timer on Nightbot. He says that way too much. The evil super friends. I don't think we'll get that far. He's gonna go to 2? Nope, we're getting settled. Oh, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah. Alright, we're up to 5 mana now, ladies and gentlemen. That's what I'm talking about. So we can Liliana bring back Gutter Bones or uh-oh. Uh-oh. What is this? History of Naya. Our opponent's on a comeback. And we've got 3 Lilianas. I'm just going to start burning these things. I can pass for a turn. I mean, I don't want to trade this for a knight. Maybe I should have just started upticking and just melt our opponent. Just start draining, zombie draining our opponent. Right? Chill out, Nightbot. Chill out. That's right. Jeez. Who wants to speculate on the rarity of each Planeswalker next set? 36 of them. It's highly unlikely they will all be mythic. will be certainly some rare and maybe even some uncommons. See, that's what I wanted to see. I wanted to see some uncommon or anything lower rarity on a planeswalker. This means like it's highly likely that people are going to be drafting these low rarity planeswalkers. I just think I think that's a great idea. Uh-oh. SpaghettiOs. We has got to do some killing. Honestly, that Benelush Marshall's gotta go. So if we uptick, we downtick. Eh. I mean, he still loses anything he blocks with, right? Kill it now. Kill it with fire. And we've got Death Touch as long as he doesn't kill our Death Baron. I mean, it's only a matter of time before he finds a way to kill the Death Baron, but... Alright, so let's just uptick. Let's see what happens. So, we've got a Gutter Bones and a Death Baron in the grave. That's okay. We drained our opponent, which means we can just bring this back, play Karn. Do I even care about that? I might just want to cast Joshua Vess. I think I'm just going to cast Karn, though. And just get some more information. Just get some more card advantage going on here. I think that's fine. Alright, so we revealed another Karn and a Vraska's Contempt. So we get a Karn. Yep. We'll get our old Gutter Bones back to our hand. Like, we swing lethal. He's got to block with something, right? And we're okay with losing, what, a Planeswalker? Because we have redundant copies of any of them? Sure. Oh, white chat. Oh, my bad. Sorry about the old chat. It hurts, it burns, we're playing zombies, we're crying out loud. Alright. I mean, we're swinging lethal. He's got to stick something in front of this. So we need 10 mana. 10! 10! Consider yourself quoted. Uh-oh, what? Uh-oh. I don't know who you're talking to. Oh, okay. Wait a minute. You think they said it will be a thing, but don't quote me on it? Okay, gotcha. Consider yourself quoted. Will all the planeswalkers be legendary? Or will there be planeswalkers that enforce the new legendary rule? I don't know. Like, I assume that all the planeswalkers will be legendary. And the reason I say I assume that is because the Eternals are technically planeswalkers. So if they were ever going to make, like, common planeswalkers, it would be an army of Eternals. And I just think that the flair behind that is just wonderful. So could be we could have some Eternals or something like that. So I think our opponent pretty much has to swing here with something. I assume that he swings with enough things to take out Karn and Liliana. Which if he does that, I'm willing to just swing with the Diregraph Ghoul. And if he swings with the Diregraph Ghoul, we slap down Liliana and maybe we can win that way. Because he's going to gain 1 life, right? Gaining the 1 life will give him, a 5 power to, Pride Mate. So he'll be back up to 5. We can hit for 3. Plus if we do hit a zombie off of Liliana, then we can do some, 2 points of drain there, and that'll be 5 points of damage. It's a shot in the dark. We'll find out. I'm willing to risk it. We'll risk it for this biscuit. Risk it for the biscuits. At me. At me. At... Oh my goodness. Well, that's a lot of damage. So we'll stop 5 of it. Pride of Conquerors. He just got me. We're dead. It's over. Boom. Just Pride of Conquerors his way right in there. Oh my goodness. I didn't even play around Pride of Conquerors. Wow. Wow. Alright, so the zombie deck won 1, it lost 1. All in all, I think everyone's pretty much, in conjunction with get rid of Phylactery Lich. Phylactery Lich has got to go. So I can't believe he got me. Just bam, got me. Done. I can't believe he waited that long if he had Pride of Conquerors in his hand, though. He played that so slow. So, alright. Now, cheating if you make the rules. What? Well, the Eternals are only showing up because Bolus is cheating with the planar bridge. Well, Eternals are made out of that blue lapis material that can survive the planar walk. So, like, they were basically turned into planeswalkers and given the ability to planeswalk. But they are going from one plane to another. Like, I don't know. Like that's yeah, that's some wobbly stuff right there. To argue either way, technically the planeswalkers are from or the Eternals are from Amonkhet. So if they show up on another plane, then they have walked across the planes. Do they have the ability to see through the barriers of the planes and open, and just walk through planes by themselves? No. Can they survive the trip? Yes. That sort of thing. So, I don't know. It's hard for me to argue either way on whether or not they would be planeswalkers. But I do think that if you were ever going to have really weak planeswalkers at a common or uncommon level, then this is their opportunity, right? That's all I want to say is, like, if they were going to have uncommon walkers that were really cheap and they just had basic generic abilities that were non-legendary, so you could just have multiples of these guys down doing things, then I just think that this is a really good spot in the storyline where they could pull something crazy like that off. Who knows? It might be an uncommon that was worth banning. So I mean, like, maybe it gets banned or something. Like, I don't know, but I do think it's an opportunity for them if they were going to do it. And I'll just leave it at that. Like, maybe planeswalkers without an ultimate. They had a plus, they had a minus. Done. They come in with 2 loyalty. They either go up 1 or they go down 1, and or maybe they come in and they have a negative that they can jump in and sacrifice themselves, or they have a plus that if you can get away with plussing them a couple times, like +1, I don't know, deal a damage or drain a life, or +1 target creature gets +1/+1, or something like just something really simple. I mean, we're talking about commons anyway, or uncommons. So you know that would I think it's worth it. Like I worth speculating that they have the opportunity to do it. Whether they're going to do it or not, it's probably no. I figure the Eternals will just be like we'll get individual Eternals. Like we might get Kendra the Eternal. You know, like because Kendra could be eternalized, right? The Kendras could. So like maybe we have a card called Kendra the Eternal, and you know it's a red green card that does something. I don't know. You know, it just has some abilities on it or something like that. My big question is, like, all of the Eternals, like, if they were Planeswalkers, every one of them could be target land becomes a 4/4. Because remember, Eternals were 4/4s, right? So, like, there could be some stuff. So, like, I don't know. That's just me thinking. In Attune with Ether and Felidar Guardian, there's been a bunch of cards that were worth being banned that were at the uncommon slot. Fatal Push, people were begging that Fatal Push would get sent away. I mean, Fatal Push is one of the most powerful removal spells ever. It's an uncommon. So, like, yeah, there's uncommons are they're bannable. Like, definitely. It actually sounds like an okay concept. I can't believe that. Can't believe he said that. Anyway, Nightbot's aggravating me, so we're gonna fix this. And then we're going to jump into Thousand Year Storm. So, come on, Mr. Nightbot. Don't make me type my password. Don't do it. Yep. Okay. $35 minutes. You know what? Say like every 40 minutes. Bam. Nightbot's fixed. Okay. Planeswalker, Riders on the Storm. Speaking of Storm, let's talk about some Goblin Riders on the Storm, right? Alright, so the idea here is we've got Thousand Year Storm. We want to cast as many cards as we can after we get a Thousand Year Storm down. And the way we're going to do that is we're going to use cards like Goblin Electromancer, which will allow us to cast our 2-drops, our 4-drops, much cheaper. Banefire gets cheaper. So we just want to get a Thousand Year Storm down. Once we get a Thousand Year Storm down, we just want to start casting stuff. We've got some creatures to help lead the way, like Skirk Prospector, Goblin Electromancer, Goblin Warchief. Goblin spells cost 1 less to cast. Goblins you control have haste. I'm not 100% on that. Oh, it's because of all the Goblin Gathering, right? Create a whole, like, we're trying to basically empty the Warrens. I get it. Okay. Alright, so we just want to empty the Warrens. Create as many Goblins as possible. They all get haste, and we just boom. Seems interesting. We've got all the basic parts here. Opt, Negate, Search for Escanta, Chemister's Insight, Expansion Explosion, Banefire. I don't see any mission briefing. I really liked mission briefing in this, so... Dear God, am I just an NPC consistently spewing random dialogue that has little to do with what is actually going on? Consider yourself quoted. We're all NPCs, man. We're all NPCs. Yep. We're just here. Things are just happening. Now it sounds like Jim Carrey. I gotta quit. Moving on. Essence Scatter for some counter. We got more Negate, Sinister Sabotage, River's Rebuke, Pirate's Pillage. Pirate's Pillage should probably even be in the main board. That's right. All NPCs, but main characters in our own stories. We might spend this game talking a little bit about some books. I've been doing a ton of listening to Audible lately. I want to say reading, but it's not reading. I'm not actually reading anything. We've got Ral Zarek and Niv Mizzet as backup win cons, which those will probably be coming in a lot. So just depends on who is the DM. All right. Elon Musk agrees. We all are. Yeah, yeah. There you go. We're just here, man. Things are happening. It's all just happening. It's all part of the plan. So enjoy it. Do what you can. We're running our wheels and we're listerining. Is that washing your mouth out with Listerine? We're moving on. Yeah. So I've actually been enjoying some really good books this year. This year I've went through. I'm so far. I'm through about 15 books. A friend of mine gave me access to his Audible account and is sharing some of his wonderful bits of audio with me, and it's been a great trip. I have enjoyed it so much. You read while you stream Arena. I read your chat. There we go. It's about the equivalent of what I do. So do we pay for this just so that we can shock? I'm going to say no. Wayward Swordtooth. Okay, well, we're going to need to do things. I mean, that's a thing. I was like, why is it asking me to... I mean, we have a land for next turn, so I'm going to say no to that one. And just put that on the bottom. Really need to find our 1,000-Year Storm. Get that down. And get this game over with ASAP. But, so I've listened to King's Dark Tidings, which is a book by Kel Cade. It's probably one of my favorites ever. It's great. So the reason I didn't activate Treasure Map this turn is because I want to cast Chemister's Insight here. So that's my thinking behind that one. Like, I'm trying to go for the combo kill when the other option would be start putting goblins down and try to get in. But then as soon as he started playing Wild Growth Walkers down, we'd be on, the back foot and we wouldn't be pushing damage anymore. So, oops. I will activate this time. Put the Goblin Gathering on the bottom. I guess we can just like shock the Merfolk Branchwalker, but I don't want to do that until after he's had the opportunity to ultimate here. This is gonna hurt. I mean, I could shock. Yeah. Alright, so I mean we stopped 5 points of damage with 2 cards. It doesn't have trample. So I'll stop 3 points of damage this turn and kill this. I'll take the other 7. Because we need a number of spells to actually cast after we get our Thousand Year Storm down. And we still need to be able to get Thousand Year Storm down. Another Wayward Swordtooth. Well... Gotta go to the library with that. Thousand Year Storm. There's a Banefire. I mean, we could buy a little bit of time with a Banefire. Oh, man. Okay. Is it St. Patty's Day? Oh my goodness. Guinness is up. St. Patty's Day. Well, how about that? Totally dead here, aren't I? Completely dead. Well, we're not 100% dead. Just like 95. I guess when it comes to dead, you're either dead or you're not, right? I mean, it's magic. If you got 1 point of life left, you're still in it. I've wanted Thousand Year Storm to be a good deck so many times. I mean, I guess we just start playing Goblins. Start chump blocking for a couple turns. Buy time that way. Maybe I just Banefire. Buy time that way. I mean, I could do that. I could Banefire. I mean, he's just going to get it back. Oh. Yeah, not a lot of gray area with death. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. You're not like kind of dead. You're not like 95% dead. You're just there. Anyway, Nightbot, what are you doing? Oh my goodness. That's that's the Modern Death Shadows slogan. I'm just kind of dead, right? I'm not like really dead. I'm just close to dead. So I feel like this deck just doesn't do anything at all without its Thousand Year Storm. Like, it just, we're burning through the lightning strikes, the bane fires, like all the things, and one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine. So 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're one short. We're one short of being able to cast it and copy and do all the other good things. And so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We can double Chemister's Insight, throw away the Chieftain, cast Goblin Gathering. Yeah, I'm going that route. Yep, I'm doing that. Alright, so we're going to go Chemister's Insight. Get rid of Goblin War Chief. Cast Expansion. Copying this. We'll let these things happen. Hey! Where you been all my life? Cast some dudes like he ain't got a way to kill them, right? Like he ain't had to kill nothing the whole game. You know he's got some kill spells in here. Let's wait 1,000 years and it might just happen. I see, every time I've built a 1,000-year storm deck, that's how it's felt. It's like, well, we just got to wait 1,000 years and then, you know. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Eh. So now we're dead. Now we're way dead. Way dead. Like, we have to top deck the Goblin thing just to stay alive one more turn. Top deck a Goblin card. Damn it! It was so close. It was so close to doing nothing. Yep. I wanted that to happen. Really wanted that to happen. You know what? Hold on a minute. Let's try for the 1,000-year storm deck. I feel that if we had the Niv Mizzets and the Ralzerics, that there's a good chance that we'd be able to do things. But let's just try, because that's the point, right? If it don't work, it don't work. Whatever. But that's the point. Let's try it. Get rid of the Skirk Prospector. How do we make this better? All right, so we definitely want Essence Scatter, right? Negate's probably still decent. We're probably going to want the treasure maps. We definitely want pirates. Forget the Goblin plan. No Goblin plan. No Goblin plan. So that leaves us 2 more cards open. I'm bringing in Niv then. So we just back off the Goblin plan and just go with this. I'm keeping an Goblin Electromancer, but 1,000 years of pain, right? That's exactly what it is. All right. So if you're going to play 1,000-year storm, you got to run 4 deck, or otherwise just don't play it. Because like if you don't hit it, your deck does nothing. Just not a nothing. Goblins exit stage left. Yeah, I'm going to keep that. Like, I have to have land, so... I probably should have played the Steam Vents this turn, because turn 3 is where I want to stop the Wayward Swordtooth. We need mission briefing. Like, I have tried to build 1,000-year storm a few times, and it's so bad every time. I guess we just Banefire him to the face a few times. we can pretend we're doing things for a moment. Think he actually kills the goblin? Probably not. Wow, there's a Tatiova. I like that card. Like, if you've got some way to like bring in a bunch of lands and things like that, Tatiova seems really cool. Okay. Like, I actually think we just go Banefire to face. So we swing for 2. And then we Banefire for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. What the? So 8? Does that happen? Does that work? A Banefire at some point is going to have to use these, so we don't have to technically do that now. So, bam. There we go. Banefire for 6. Goblin's getting the hook up at the Apollo. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He plays a creature. That'd be 7. So we can still get through with the Goblin this turn. We go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We might have this. This definitely might be doable. Wild Growth Walker. Alright, so that's gonna do the stoppage. And then he's got like some J-Light Ranger. That don't make that you can't cast J-Light Ranger with that mana. You're welcome. You gotta undo again, man. You gotta make green. Double green for J-Light. Dude. J-Light is green, green, not green, black. Just hit. Yeah. Okay, Merfolk Branchwalker. Alright, whatever. Does that mean he canceled what he was wanting to do? He changed his mind. He's like, what? Now I have to Banefire this Wild Growth Walker. Can we still go to the face? Because we got 5 points of burn here as well. But if he's still got a J-Light, that's gaining 6 life. I'm going to kill this Wild Growth. Feels bad. X is currently 5. X is currently 4. And when our burn plan. Oh. Yep. I mean, it's only for 3, but we're going to draw 3 cards. And then we'll go from there. We still need a red source to even cast him, is it? Oh, why do you hate me so much, deck? I really loved the Thousand Year Storm idea, but why? Just gonna whine about this. Just the whole time. Just gonna keep whining. Oh, really? Sure. Just gotta whine about it enough, right? You just whine enough, you might get something to happen. Sylvan Awakening. How about that crap? Oh my goodness. Alright. I'm gonna say this to you guys. Don't play this card. If you figure out a way to make it work, by all means, send me a video of you making it work. I mean, I get it that you can make it, you can play it. I've had it go off, and it's so much fun when you get it to storm off. Oh. Some of you just went challenge accepted, right? I get it. Some of you just went challenge accepted. You're like, hey, I'm going to play this. I'm going to make it work. I'm going to tell you, it ain't going to be as fun as you think it is. Like, there's going to be some times where it's going to be, oh, it's going to be so good. And you're going to have, like, this stack of stuff going on. It's going to be huge. And it's going to be great. But other times, it's going to be what you just witnessed. Yeah, when it works, it's wonderful. But the likelihood of it not working, oh, 1,000-Year Storm, why? Why? Just let me down like that. I had so much hope. Yeah. Anyway, guys, I've got no comments for this deck other than just that card. The card, it's so deceiving. It looks like it wants to be good, and it screams to every Johnny and all of us. The Judith Arcane Combo deck. All right. I'll see what I can do. Well, I'll put it together and I'll play around with that, and maybe we'll play that at some point this week. But hey, that's another one of these 1,000-Year Storm decks that half the time it doesn't work. You require like 4 pieces to your combo. Getting those 4 pieces is like near impossible, and it's just whatever. But when it works, it's awesome, and it's infinite. So like as soon as you start winning, It's over. So you know, that part's cool. But yeah, I'll put that together, and we'll play that at some point this week. So but right now I've got tomorrow we've got another Devs deck. I think it's the next one is Discard. He did a 5 decks for $5 a piece. I'm not going to be running those decks. Some of them will probably be decent, right? Well, like we seen his $5 decks, his 5 for 5 decks do pretty well, you know, last season. I did run them last season. I'm not going to be running those this season. I am going to run some of the top tier decks at some point though. So we've got a lot coming up this week. I hope you guys do enjoy. We should probably play something green if it's St. Patty's Day. Like, you guys will all pinch me if I don't play green, right? I guess I gotta wear green too, right? I'm streaming tomorrow with a forest stamped to my forehead. Like, look, I'm wearing green. Leave me alone. With final parting, it's possible. What? Card draw and blocking in this deck with Surge Mare. Okay. I could see that. I mean, I played around with some of the 1,000-Year Storm decks, and I thought that they were very interesting, and I wanted them to be good, but you know, I just couldn't get it work. Ooh. All right. It's a tutor and a dump spell. Remind me, we still have an Infinite Squee Tishar Prospector combo to tinker with. There's a Tishar something floating around, but since rotation we lost. I don't know. I mean, you can still do some stuff with Tishar. Like I'm really fond of Tishar, so like I don't know what we would do as far as like those 3 cards in particular. But if you've got something, send it to me, and I'll look over it. And if we can like tweak it out and make it like sweet, then you know me, I love playing combo decks. So, oh, there is a Squee Tishar Prospector combo. Okay, all right. I've got a turn 4 kill Tishar deck in Modern, but like you need so many things to happen, and it costs so much money. It's stupid with Arcbound Ravengers and things. So, you think you have a promo Tishar? Just hang on to that. Somebody's gonna break that card, dude. Somebody's gonna print something that's gonna break that card, and then they're gonna go back and ban Scrap Trawler. Just saying, it's gonna happen. Hang on to your promo Tishar. Anyway, that's about all we got tonight. I guess we'll be playing some Broken Brews, right? Yeah, Broken Brews. I'll probably name that. Yeah, trademark. Anyway, we'll be doing some Broken Brews later on this week and stuff like that. So, Be Informed is about to start over on Twitch. So I hope you guys, those of you that want to watch Twitch, Be Informed. You got your link available? You can throw in chat for those that want to jump over to your Twitch channel. If you do, throw that into chat. I'll give you about a minute here before I close the stream out. All in all, I had a lot of fun tonight. I mean, we had Naya Hero, did great. We had some good times with some zombies. I'm ready to pull my hair out with Thousand Year Storm. And happy St. Patty's Day, everybody. I hope everyone enjoys. Be Informed is going to go play some Arena for you guys. I assume that he's got a link coming up. All right. www.twitch.tv /be informed. It's sad, man. I gotta post your own link for you. I give you a full minute to go pull your link. Go check out Be Informed. He's streaming over on Twitch. So those of you that want to watch some more Magic, Be Informed is going to be playing, and have some fun with that. I hope everyone had a great subscriber Sunday. Don't forget to go post your decks over on the Reddit, and we'll be playing those next Sunday. If they get the most votes, we'll pick the top 3, or we'll pick the top 2, and then I'll pick one I want to see. I wanted to see Thousand Year Storm tonight, so it got my vote. But yeah, go post your decks. We'll see you guys next time on Sideboard MTG. I had a lot of fun. I hope you had fun. See you guys.